Lesson 14, using legacy tools, frames, and tables. In this exercise, you'll learn how to create a table from a plain text file. If you look at this document here, you'll see that there's a blank area. Here we're going to put in this website's hours and holiday dates. Now, rather than create a table and then copy and paste all the text or type it in, we're actually going to have the table generate based on the text file. So let's take a look at this text file before we do anything. I'm going to navigate here through my site folder to the text assets folder and just double click on museumhours.txt. Here you'll see the plain text file. This can be created in a plain old word processor, nothing special. And the way it works is at the end of each sentence, whenever the user pressed return, that will actually create a new row. And between certain text, for example, line 5 here, between Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, there's actually a tab between each one of the days of the week. Each one of those tabs will actually create a column when Dreamweaver imports this file. So I'll go ahead and close that now. And then I'm going to click in this blank space here to the left of the test tube image, and I see my blinking cursor there. It tells me I'm in the right spot. And I'm going to choose File, Import Tabular Data. Now I need to browse through my site folder and find that file. So again, I'm going to navigate up to my Assets folder, dive down into Text Assets, and choose the museumhours.txt. Be careful not to choose Museum Hours, this icon, which is a CSV file. CSV files are usually exported from a spreadsheet application like Excel. However, we're going to choose Museum Hours, the text file. Go ahead and press Open. And we need to do a little bit more work here. Again, we're not going to make any changes, but a couple things to keep in mind. This is a tab-delimited document. There are other sorts, such as comma, semicolon, and so forth. However, tab is the most common. Table width, fit to data. This will create a table based on the amount of data in the text file. It's also possible to create your own table based on percentage or pixels. However, I recommend fitting to data and then modifying it later. The only other thing that you'll want to change here is within border. Make sure that border is set to 0 so that when the table comes in, we see no borders. Now click OK. And there you have it. The table is generated. Now you won't be formatting the entire table here, but let's just look at a couple things that you might want to do. So for example, if I want to format the row with the days of the week, I'm going to place my cursor on the edge of the table and you'll see a small red highlight over all the cells. If you click on that, that entire row is selected. Now down here at the bottom in my property inspector, I'm going to click on the CSS button. And in the CSS properties, you'll notice there's a section here for row, and then there's a color swatch for BG or background color. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to choose a white in the lower right hand corner, and then that background is white. At the same time, perhaps I'd like to add a different background color for the row beneath it to separate it. I will place my cursor on that row. Again, notice the red highlight. I click on it. I choose BG or background color. Maybe I'll choose this color right above the white to set it off. Let's go ahead and look at this in the browser by choosing File, Preview. You'll want to save your document. And there you have the beginning of a table. Again, you'd want to format the rest of this table accordingly, but you'll see that the structure here has automatically been created based on a text file.